King Mbamalu married to a deity. Once upon a time, in a faraway land of Umuedo, there lived a king named Mbamalu, who was known for his insatiable greed and callousness. He ruled his kingdom with an iron fist and showed no sympathy or regard for the well-being of his people. Mbamalu's heart was consumed by a desire for power and possessions, and he would stop at nothing to fulfill his every wish. The king's wickedness knew no bounds. He would forcefully take people's wives, seize lands that he coveted, and indulge in all manner of evil deeds. His trusted advisor, the Onowu, never advised him to cease his despicable actions, for he too reaped benefits from the king's misdeeds. As time passed, the situation worsened in the kingdom. The people were left with no fertile lands to cultivate their crops, as the king had selfishly claimed all the available land for himself. Despite the hardships faced by his subjects, Mbamalu remained steadfast in his pursuit, deaf to the pleas and cries of the suffering. Amidst this bleak scenario, the queen, who was known for her compassion and wisdom, continuously protested against the king's behavior. Though her words fell on deaf ears, she held on to hope that one day the king would awaken to the consequences of his actions. One fateful day, a group of elders, whose land had been seized by the king, sought justice and sought the intervention of a great deity known as Kamalu. They presented their grievances and expressed their heartfelt desire to witness Mbamalu face the consequences of his atrocities. In response, the deity transformed into a breathtakingly beautiful woman and accompanied one of the elders, disguising herself as his wife. Word quickly spread throughout the kingdom about the arrival of the most stunning woman anyone had ever seen, and the king yearned to possess her as his own. Mbamalu, driven by his uncontrolled desire and arrogance, demanded that the beautiful Kamalu be brought to his palace. Without the knowledge of the king, Mazi Kalu, the elder who had been entrusted with her, willingly presented Kamalu to the king, aware of the underlying plan. As Mbamalu laid eyes upon Kamalu, he was captivated by her radiant beauty. Little did he know divine justice was at play. Kamalu possessed a magical aura. However, his reign took an unexpected turn when he married the beautiful and mysterious Kamalu. As Kamalu entered the palace, an incredible occurrence took place. All of the king's fetish powers, which he used to control and harm others, were suddenly rendered useless. King Mbamalu found himself powerless and unable to manipulate events to his advantage. To the astonishment of the kingdom, Kamalu dared to challenge the authority of the king and dethroned him, seizing control of the community. Even the influential Onowu, who attempted to challenge Kamalu's action, met a tragic end at her hands. With no allies and no means to regain his power, King Mbamalu reluctantly accepted his newfound condition and became a humble guard in Kamalu's court. As time passed, Kamalu stunned everyone by commanding the former king turned guards to return all lands, properties, and even people's wives that he has unjustly acquired during his reign. Mbamalu, remorseful and burdened by guilt, complied with Kamalu's orders, distributing everything back to their rightful owners. He was left with nothing but a small piece of land and his loyal wife and children. In that moment, he experienced a profound sense of relief and understood the true value of inner peace. Overwhelmed by regret, Mbamalu tearfully begged his wife for forgiveness for not heeding her wise advice throughout their time together. He admitted that he had been misguided by Onowu, who had selfishly benefited from his actions. The queen, filled with gratitude and joy for her husband's redemption, prostrated before Kamalu in appreciation for saving her husband from his destructive path. She vowed to accept Kamalu as her co-wife, and together they would seek to foster peace and harmony within the kingdom. Witnessing King Mbamalu's genuine remorse and transformation, Kamalu guided him back to the throne, officially reinstating him as the ruler. She also reinstated his wife as the queen, symbolizing unity and forgiveness. Grateful and humbled, Mbamalu made a solemn oath before his people, pledging never to succumb to greed again. He implemented a new law that strictly forbade the forceful taking of others' possessions, with severe consequences for those found guilty, including death by stoning. News of this extraordinary tale reached the ears of the kingdom's elders, who saw it as a divine intervention. They journeyed to pay homage to the great Kamalu deity. When they mentioned her name, beautiful Kamalu transformed back into the deity, prompting everyone in attendance to bow in reverence. With that, the deity disappeared, returning to his divine realm. Filled with a renewed sense of purpose and guided by the lessons they had learned, King Mbamalu led his people with fairness, compassion, and humility. The kingdom flourished under his rule, and the memory of Kamalu's intervention lived on as a reminder of the power of redemption and the importance of seeking peace and harmony. And so, the transformation of King Mbamalu became a legendary tale that would forever be remembered in folk tales, inspiring generations to learn from past mistakes and embrace the path of righteousness. This is Umma's story time. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I am Amarachi Ihoma, the young storyteller.